Hi guys, I'm here with the fire department. We're gonna do a little information for our clients. They're in the industrial world, the manufacturing, the distribution, and all that. We want to learn a little bit how to keep our facilities safe, and who knows better than we? John Tobey, he got a little promotion. That he got a little promotion. I don't know. See, I don't even know if it's big or little. So can you tell us a little?
Sure, sure. I'm Battalion Chief Jennifer Tobey. I'm with Southwest Central Fire Territory. We are a career to fire department of about 19 guys.
Okay,
And
wow.
we have a full-time chief. So the last time when we actually met, I was a captain. Captain means that I'm in charge of an engine company.
Okay.
Where being promoted to a battalion chief means that I'm in charge of 2 engine companies and both stations. So I have responsibility of the entire 48-hour shift.
Wow.
And the person that I answer to above me is the actual fire chief. So very proud to have achieved this goal. It's been a goal of mine for a long time. And I'm one of those people that have a lot of passion for helping the public.
Nice.
When I'm not here for my 48-hour tour, I am the Elkhart County Emergency Management Director full-time.
Wow.
And obviously we've been dealing with a lot of COVID-19 issues, but
Yeah.
I know today you want to talk about industrial facilities and how we can work with them closely and some training and stuff, so we can kick it off and start talking about that if you like.
Yeah, if you don't mind, also tell us a little bit about more info about the COVID-19. That'd be great too. But so can you tell us how important, how can you help them to keep the facility and people safe when some accident happened there? How does that?
Absolutely. So sometimes people are afraid of departments that might act as code enforcement or a line of authority over them. Well, I don't want anyone to think of the fire department as that.
Okay.
We mutual aid each other. We help each other out. So whether you're a tier 2 facility, which means that you store hazardous materials, or you're just a plain old warehouse, but still has fire extinguishers, sprinkler system, tow motors, I invite you to reach out to your fire departments.
Okay.
I think that fire departments would welcome the fact to come in and work with you on what you have inside, what your concerns are, how we can help with that organization, how we can help with that planning, how we can maybe train together. I think it's important that there is information shared with dispatch so that if they have an emergency outside of their normal hours of operation, we have that ability to get that information from dispatch and assist them and go in and maybe stop the emergency until somebody from there gets there. We do have an inspection program, so we try to get into all of our facilities at least once every 6 months.
Once every 6 months?
Yep, and it's not a surprise anything wrong. It's a phone call and we'd like to come and do a walkthrough, and we do it together with the facilities. So they show us what they have.
Okay.
We are knowledgeable of what they have so that we can help them in the event of emergency. They show us where it's located so we can park our apparatus and respond to the location where that emergency might happen. Let's say they have a water pipe break.
Okay.
And they're on a well system. They have an alarm system with a sprinkler system or an open door. Those are types of things that we can know about ahead of time so that we can go straight to the problem and try to mediate that quickly.
Okay. Okay.
With our inspection program, we look at the capacity of the building so that they don't overcapacitate in the event of an emergency, like maybe a natural disaster or such. We look at exits. Are they properly marked? Do their employees know how to reach those exits? We look at what type of maybe hazardous materials they have on scene and that they have those special MSDS sheets so that they know what they actually have and we know what they actually have.
Okay.
If you call, if you have a fire in your facility and you call 911, we would like to know what chemicals you have that might react badly with water or bad with fire. So, I mean, there's just lots of education that can happen back and forth between the facility and us.
Okay. Let me ask you this question
Sure.
before you move on. How important is to kind of train your people, or how many people do you be able to train so they know how to use the fire extinguishers, to know what kind of chemical is in there?
Yes.
How will you train that? How will you address that with
Well,
the people?
a lot of times it depends on the size of the facility.
Okay.
So you can have kind of a tiered approach to that. If you're a small facility, then maybe you just have one or two people that know everything about the facility. If you're a larger facility, then it makes sense to have teams.
Okay.
If you're a facility that works first shift, second shift, third shift, then you should have teams on all three shifts. So again, we can help with that. If we know what your hours of operation are and how many people you have there, we can help align all that for you. It's the business is there to make money, and we understand that, and we're there to assist with that, not stop that from happening.
Right.
So.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. It's important to have also like what is it called? I'm so sorry. See, I'm not good with this stuff. When somebody gets like a stroke or somebody choking, like how will you tell them to kind of help a little bit when that?
Absolutely, it's have kind of a plan of attack if you have some type of medical emergency. I'll use an example of like Estes. Estes is a trucking company, and there's people that come in and out of there from all over the United States.
Okay.
We know when we get called to Estes that there's going to be somebody out by the road, there's going to be somebody at the main gate, and then there's going to be somebody right outside the building that really flies us down and directs us right to where the patient is, so that we're not wasting time trying to find the patient. So again, it's them working with us and us working with them. Because the idea is if one of your employees goes down, we want to get medical care to them as soon as possible.
Okay. Did you guys run into a lot of issues like that, like when you guys get called and somebody's like kind of choking or have kind of allergy reaction or anything like that? Do you guys have a lot of calls in that? Or?
Oh, absolutely. But what's it's actually easier with industrial facilities because they do work with us.
Okay.
What's harder is with residential homes where you may have somebody that lives alone.
Oh,
and
okay.
if they hit their button or they call 911 and they're choking or they're having a heart attack, they can't get up and unlock the door and let us in.
Sure.
We're at a facility, if they have a plan for that, they have people that can go out and direct us how to get to them right away.
Cool.
So
that's very helpful. So you guys, I didn't even know all that stuff. Like, how did you get all that prepared? And you had people right in the front. I probably like, okay, what am I supposed to do? And that's one of the things. Like, I think if you train your people to react to the emergency, I think the nurses are trained to react to the accident or whatever is happening, willing to help. And if you don't train your people, they might be getting shocked and like, what am I supposed to do? Freaked out, run away, or what am I supposed to do? So
right.
I think it's very helpful, like she said, to do teams during the first shift, second shift, and third shift, or one shift, or whatever it is. Team up your teams and training so when that time comes, they don't get nervous. But let's move on to how can you tell them to use like extinguisher for any fire, or like how often they have to review like the extinguishers if they're working. How do they do that?
Well, ironically, the instructions on how to use an extinguisher are right on there.
Okay.
But there's many different types of extinguishers. So somebody might grab an extinguisher to put out a fire that involves paper, and maybe they have one that's designated more for kitchen. So I think it's very important that the label, we always say the label's the law. You read the label and make sure that you have the extinguisher positioned in your facility to fight whatever fire might be right there at that facility. So a kitchen extinguisher needs to go with the kitchen.
Okay.
And a different type of extinguisher needs to go with product, paper, that type of thing. But what's important is those are supposed to be inspected annually, and they are usually done by a company.
Okay.
So the company will educate on the extinguisher as well as us as the fire department.
Okay.
If you have a facility that is small enough that you don't have overhead fire extinguishers, like the water sprinkler system, and you want to train your people on fire extinguishers, we'll come out and do it.
Okay.
We can come out and put on a little class of how to pull the pin, what you're actually pointing at, and how you put the fire out. What's more important for us is also to educate on that size of fire. When it's okay to try to grab an extinguisher, when we want you to leave the building because it's going to be too dangerous for you, and let us do what we're trained to do.
Okay. So in other words, it's really important to train the people also how to use that extinguisher, because if
That's
you don't
right.
know how, they're gonna freak out and they don't gonna
Right.
what to do.
If somebody grabs an extinguisher off the wall and they don't know to pull this little pin, when they squeeze the handle, nothing's going to happen.
Okay.
You have to pull the pin and squeeze the handle for a product to come out. So you have an emergency and you have an employee who's never used an extinguisher before, grab it off the wall, has never been trained with it. Your anxiety is already up because
Yep.
you're involved in an emergency. You don't want to get in trouble. I mean, we automatically feel like we're going to get in trouble
Yeah.
when it might not have had anything to do with us.
Yeah.
And then they squeeze that handle and it doesn't work. We don't want that to happen.
Yeah, and
Let's
you-
be proactive and work with them to teach everybody how to do a simple little pull the pin, squeeze the handle, and point down towards the fire.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like when you freaked out and you like, what am I supposed to do? You're nervous. You don't know what to do.
Right.
And you don't do it right. And you're like, oh, wow! I throw it to the fire and run away. No, I'm just kidding. But
Right.
it's why it's very important to train the people
Yes.
how to do these things. And we really thank you for giving us all the info that you
Oh,
give
no
us.
problem, no problem.
This is marvelous. I hope we can do it again.
Yes.
Anything that you want to share with the public?
Well, I think right now it's a good time if we could just take a minute and talk about COVID-19.
Okay.
So COVID-19 in the industries is huge right now. I think industries are doing a very good job of trying to social distance and keep people 6 feet apart. I think industries are doing a good job of trying to provide masks and hand sanitizer for their employees when they can't maintain that 6 feet apart. But I think the other message that needs to go out is if you're sick, stay home.
Yeah.
COVID-19 is nothing to play with. There's a lot of people that think it's a joke, and it's not. It's very serious. They think it's the flu. It's not. This a novel COVID coronavirus means that it's new. So we're learning every day new things about this. There
Yeah.
is no vaccine for it, and there is no supplement or vitamins that can protect you from it. So if people have questions about that, I really strongly suggest you reach out to your health departments
Okay.
and ask questions about that. But just please take it very serious.
Yeah, it's no joke up there, guys. There's a lot of people getting in this stuff. If you don't keep your distance, or you don't wash your hands, or you don't follow why the CCD recommend, I think everybody's in risk up there. If you don't help, everybody has to help each other.
Yeah.
Because, like I always say, if you have everybody helping each other, we can grow. Nothing can stop. But if you have all the controversy and I don't want to do it because I feel like
Yeah.
it's not necessarily, we don't gonna go nowhere. So
Yeah.
that's all I can
We
say.
go by hashtag in it together, because
Yes.
we're in it together till the end.
Yes. So I hope, you got anything else to say?
No, it'd be great. I love doing this with you. So if anybody has any topics, throw it out there, and we'll talk about that next time.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. I hope this can help to anybody up there, and share it, like us on Facebook, leave a comment, and we're always here to help, and I can't wait to see you on the next one, guys. Take care.